Oy, okay. Can you guys hear me? How's it going, everybody? Not sure what the hell's going on with DC.
I can hear you, Sploosh.
Hey, Mindright, how are you?
Conscious.
Conscious? That's a start.
Yep.
You've been up for a long time, man. You were up at 5 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, and then I went back to bed and slept in, so oh well.
You. How's everybody in chat doing today? It's like DC's working on the church for some reason. Don't know why.
He needs to split the different characters out so that we can
Okay.
manage their presence properly in the new game.
So Rump won't show up at church even though he's incarcerated. It's probably a good thing.
Right. Yeah. More importantly, everyone will show up in church when they're available to go to church and not when they're not.
Mm-hmm. Consuela's at church, right?
I don't think so. She does. She gets freaked out by Angelica and won't go
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah. Okay. That's what that's what I was going to bring up. But I thought she was at the church, and it
No.
was a question of do we add her daughters there too, or do we just remove Consuela? Because it doesn't really make sense that she is afraid of Sister Angelica, but then goes to that church every Saturday, Sunday.
And I don't think she's at the church. It's Annie, Roz, Mia, Helen, Harold, Maria, and Tony, and Rump, and Mike.
I wonder if Annie will stay there too. Guess that's
I,
something to answer when we get to her update.
I hope so, because I totally keep playing that song, Annie Don't Wear No Panties, in stream, because I think it would be fun to have her tease Father Ted.
And if Annie's there, maybe her parents should be there too. I could see Lucy going for sure.
It's a possibility, for sure.
Shouldn't it be more appropriate to work on church during Sundays? Uh,
He doesn't stream on Sundays.
oh, he means DC. Feel like Annie worships Mrs. Smith, no? Kinda. We haven't really locked all that down yet. There'll be a lot of discussions of what's going on when we get to Annie's update. Watched Bible Black and took notes. I've seen a little bit of it online when I was younger. Could you talk a bit about your writing process for the full update, like Rhonda? Writing process. Well, we start with like a came about organically, like none of that was planned. And we knew that the interest
a 3D world or even a 2D world sometimes, and the characters' contact with the ground doesn't make sense for their movement, and it looks like they're sliding or just gliding. It's kind of horrible. That's the pain point with that game.
No.
And Dimitri's not an easy fight, Pluto. I'm with you on that one, Playa. The only problem is if you max your stats, you miss all the cool failure modes.
Yeah, there is a lot of fail states that are pretty funny that we put work into that like almost nobody sees because they just play cheat mode or they max their stats in the first few days before they do any of the stories.
Yeah, the two I always remember are the one with the bodyguard at the rump estate and the unsuccessful stealing of Josie's phone. basically giving someone AIDS without meaning to. It's just like, that's messed up.
Weird conversation
AIDS
to
is more
start
than that,
into.
Like, just
hepatitis.
involuntarily
We'll
putting
go
your
with
bodily
hepatitis.
fluid in
That's
someone
fine,
else
yeah.
is just all sorts of fucked up. There's no way around it.
Yeah, see, Zuri knows.
What's Priya's future looking like? Look inside the crystal ball. Priya might have some content. We've been talking about doing a early on in the story, kind of like a sex ed seminar at the school for the students, and Priya may show up in that. Other than that, I couldn't tell you. Like, we're so far away from actually adding Priya content. It'll have to do with the pills, but other than that, couldn't tell you. What do you guys have any dating locations you'd like to see added that don't already exist?
I mean,
That's
we already,
Stray in mind, right? I'm asking.
Yeah,
we
not
already,
really.
we already have some cool dating locations. I want
I
you
would
to
like-
be able to pay off Harpoon and red out the lighthouse for like a cool dinner scene. But
Yeah,
that's
you
because I
don't-
know
you-
someone who did that.
You don't pay him off. You just give him more alcohol and he passes out.
I mean, that's a payoff, right?
I guess. And so
The
much as
sewer
rubbing
might be a
someone's
great
tail
dating
off.
location.
Oh my god.
We're gonna go with no on that one, Frenzy fan.
Which girl do you think you're taking to the sewer and getting lucky with?
I don't know, unless we add a DC character to the game. Amber Heard. Terrible.
I should have seen it coming.
I want DMC to get a chance to go jogging with Tammy and Anna. That seems like it would be fun.
Little topless jogging with Tammy and Anna.
Yep. Maybe to work on endurance. Got to get that stat in there somehow, right?
I've tried. DC and Stray are fervently against it.
I was actually playing a game the other day that has a stat system that I thought was amazingly well done because it was completely integrated with the story and there was no way to really cheese it.
Cool.
It was so the way they had it work was basically like you had to do specific things or attend certain classes basically to hit the various different stat points, but each stat progression was blocked either by plot or by needing another stat that was blocked by plot. So as you progress through, you naturally learn some skills, and once you have a high enough skill in, say, dexterity, that allows you to achieve this thing that then allows you to then train up in stealth. And so you can't just min-max stats right from the get-go. You have to progress through the story, and you don't have to necessarily do them all in order. Like you could have multiple ways to unlock the same task that boosts a specific stat you need, but it gives some structure to it that you otherwise don't get, because at the moment the whole game has to basically cater to you having no stats or having all stats or anywhere in between, and that means that you'll never see some of the good fail cases because you'll never fail them if you do certain routes in certain orders. Whereas if you have it more story driven and interlocked behind things, then it does force you to like progress plot in different routes at different times. So you can't just like main one thing if you because you might hit a stat block say in the middle of Roxy's route and it's like, well, the only way to unlock this is to progress a little way in like either Eve's route or Annie's route or something like that to get a different stat that then allows you to progress. But it does mean that you can then reason better about stats later in the game because you know if you've
that way.
Charisma definitely has a lot of possibilities. But, and obviously, strength is you think more tied to gym stuff.
Mm-hmm.
For anyone wondering why Xana is so quiet, that's because he's currently at the bottom of the pit in DC's basement, and he's not coming out until the tech update is done and tested.
I need more mini games to test, please.
Don't worry, you'll have to retest them all. It'll be glorious.
I can't wait.
For the dating system, we definitely want to get more dates at the theater. More chances for more dates to punch Mr. Bubbles.
And is that going to be Bubbles' meme in the game? Is that everybody punches him?
Oh yeah.
Player, we have some ideas for shops that could be added to the mall, but it'll be pretty much entirely contingent on what various plots we come up with require in terms of, like, we need this thing in the mall because we need it for this plot, rather than that's a cool idea, we should add it. Like, it needs to serve a narrative purpose because there is limited space, and so assuming we do want to use it more in routes going forward, it makes sense to hold off until we know what is going to be needed.
I mean, that's kind of a cornerstone of this game, right? Just, ooh, that sounds cool, let's do that.
With reason.
Yeah, I mean, the amount of time somebody says something on DC's drawing, it's like, ooh, well, yeah, we'll do that.
NWP cast, it's possible. I wouldn't say it's likely, but it's possible. Who knows what'll come when we get to Jade?
Sounds a little bit more like Annie, but
Just make Jade a sadist. She can punish MC.
oh yeah, there you go.
She can just ball gag him and put him inside the punching bag while she's training. Be perfect.
Would you plan on adding a food court to the mall? No, I don't think we need a food court. We do kind of need like a fancy restaurant. I know DC says we have Tony's, but Tony's restaurant is not fancy.
Sure it is. They have tablecloths and everything.
Uh,
You know what else I bet they have? Breadsticks. Don't get breadsticks in cheap places, Splish. Especially
That
not
is not
free
true.
breadsticks.
There is a place. I grew up with a place that was an Italian restaurant that was super cheap, and the best thing about them was their breadsticks. And like we used to go there in high school and order just breadsticks because it was like $3 for a huge order of breadsticks.
Splish literally grew up in Glee. Confirmed.
Yep. It's right across from the movie theater, man. Everybody hung out at the movie theater, and then they'd all go get snacks at the breadstick. Which mall shop girl do you think gets a story first, and what will it be about? Also, is mine right single? I'm looking. Gets story.
Currently dating, so sorry, but there is someone who would argue with you about that.
Is she open to adding a third member to the party?
Whoa, you're leaving out CC here. Rude.
Oh, wow.
I mean, unless he's been given a hall pass, right?
As far as which shop girl do you think gets story first, probably Lily? Oh, no. Cassie will, right? Because she's going to be in Judas Update. So there you go. Cassie will get more story first.
Seems
Chef
like
Gamzee could have a restaurant.
A little extra twerk to Great Galaxy here.
Hey, Summer Tommy. There's Rusty Angus. Yeah, but Rusty Angus is a bar. Like, you don't really go to bars to eat.
I'd like to see Ivy get more of a story. Eventually. Like, I realize she's not going to be next or anything. Because at the moment she's not got... Like, it's pretty one-dimensional as is.
What would Ivy's story be?
I don't know, but I hope it doesn't involve much more of Veronica.
Oh my god.
I don't mind Veronica as a character, but I hate her interaction with Ivy.
Why?
It's a weird thing to hate. It's like such a minor thing.
I don't know, like, because like the Veronica and Diane scenes, like I don't mind at all. Get on completely fine with them. And the Veronica and Anon scenes, sure, don't mind. The Veronica and Ivy scenes, they just, I don't know. I don't know if it's the art. I don't know if it's like just the interaction between them. I don't know what it is about them, but it doesn't sit as well with me as the others. But it's not like I dislike her or either of them as characters. It's just for some reason that duo, I'm just like, meh.
Weird.
Yeah, I know.
Stray hates lesbians, confirmed. They're not really lesbians, though. To be fair.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Now I'm wondering, like, are there any actual genuine lesbians in the game? I'm assuming not, because then Anon wouldn't be able
No.
to fuck them, right?
Yeah.
Like, no one's sworn off the penis.
Oh.
I mean, Veronica.
I
doesn't
never
have-
say never, Stray.
To the best of our knowledge, as of right now, no one has sworn off the penis.
Correct.
Yeah,
There's
I'm
an
not
argument to
saying it
be
will
made
always
that
stay that way.
maybe Martinez is. Maybe, but we haven't gotten there yet. And even if she is a lesbian, that doesn't mean that MC is not going to have sex with her.
But at that point, is she not bisexual?
Technically, yes, I suppose. She could be a lesbian when the game starts and turn into a bisexual once she starts having sex with MC.
You know what we need to do?
Get rid of all sexual labels. Just throw them in the trash. Doesn't matter anymore.
I mean, that is also a good approach, but I was thinking more that, like, Coach Bridget isn't a lesbian, but Pink Cyclone is.
That's amusing. I like that.
It's part of the alter ego.
Uh-huh. So you never get to have sex with Coach Bridget when she's wearing the costume?
Probably not. But then maybe you get to put on the mask and she has a strap on.
Yeah. I've met lesbians who still dabble with penis every once so often. Yeah, the real question is, does it matter? No, it doesn't. It doesn't fucking matter.
Well, the labels don't matter. Whether Anon can bang people seems to matter an awful lot to players.
Ivy could offer MC a masseuse job at Pink.
Having Anon try to massage other people could be kind of hilarious.
That would be amusing.
Especially if those people have expectations. I actually have no idea why DC can't talk this stream. Does anyone know?
Couldn't tell you.
He was just all sploosh, make it work.
I don't know. He asked if I was single, so I wonder if the anniversary went awry yesterday.
Oh,
Vacuum plus sore throat.
DC, stop vacuuming your throat. It's clean enough, okay? It's like, oh, jeez.
Yeah, the lesbian scenes did not go over as well as I thought they would. And it's kind of funny because we used to get a lot of people asking for lesbian scenes. And so then we did an update with a bunch of lesbian scenes and everybody was like, "Ugh, where's MC? Why isn't MC involved?" And it's like, anyways.
I think it's two different groups. I don't think the same people that were begging for lesbian scenes are the same people going, why isn't I not involved? This isn't what I wanted.
Mm.
I think
But
the
then-
voice update, which is what I call that, was very good at fleshing out the game in some places where there was an implied thing that we didn't get to see.
Oh yeah, it was. I was so glad we got to do it because there's so many scenes when you're playing through the game where it's like, but I want to go see what they're doing in there, and you can't do it.
Yeah.
So it was nice to get to finally add those. But all right, we're getting some people that like them in the chat.
Yeah, I think the hardest part of putting them in the game is that you're by the nature of the media that we've chosen, we're limited to a looping animation, which makes it a repetitive action. And so while that lends it very well to a non-thrusting, it does limit what you can achieve in the lesbian scenes because like you can't have huge movement and it has to be repetitive. So you're kind of limited to like rubbing in one position or like like the scissoring thrusting stuff that we have in the Diane Debbie scene. And it's not always as visually rewarding because you, like because the only thing you can really compare it to is like lesbian porn, for example. And typically there's a lot more movement and positions and stuff involved in that, and that's not something you can really easily replicate in this medium.
I think you can do a lot more than you make it
No,
seem.
right.
I'm not saying we can't do more, but I'm saying you're still effectively limited to that aside from putting in multiple animations for a scene.
Yeah. Oh. That reminds me. I wanted to ask you, Stray. How do you think I should request the Pool Girls from DC?
I already requested them like a year ago. I'll dig out the request. But if I
kind
remember correctly, I
I
think they're
think the
basically
things
like
that I
properly
need to
named
do.
old assets.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever.
Grace and Odette scene too, which is them. That was on the table when we did the lesbian update. It just didn't win.
I didn't remember that. Hey, I'm wondering. I don't know where the Odette stuff is. Not Odette, but the Grace stuff is going. Because if it was just if this was like a cliffhanger before the Eve stuff, it would make me at first think, is this going to be a split route between Grace or Eve? But since it's a side along thing, I have no idea where it's going.
Xana, you're trying to have a spoiler conversation with people that know the answers. It doesn't work
Oh.
like that. You can't really
Well,
have that discussion
it's called
because already know
talking
how
and
it's going.
it's called talking and teasing possibilities. Like you don't have to reveal stuff. It's it
I fall for
fuels
this trap.
conversation.
Yeah,
This
Sploosh
problem.
definitely falls for this trap.
I fall for it.
Sploosh is like, oh, well, let me tell you exactly what I'm thinking for that. And you're like,
Well-
no, Sploosh, stop.
Well,
What are
he's
you
been
doing?
around. He's been around long enough where I think he knows to avoid, like, it's sidestepping, tiptoeing around without revealing everything, teasing.
Just don't put the bait out there. It's that simple.
But baiting is the best.
I haven't been around that long, and I know when to avoid certain things.
Can we ban Xana from voice chat? How does this work?
That's pretty easy.
Are you planning on including the store clerk with Diane? Yes. I think that's confirmed now, right?
Why do people not like the store clerk? I've heard a lot of like hate for her.
Some people don't like her personality because she's so nosy about like what's going on with Diane, and some people just think that she's ugly because she's not like a traditionally attractive woman in the
Because she has
game.
the freckles and like
Yeah, and I mean she's probably the most homely of all the characters in the game, right?
some people are into
Some
that.
people are Chico.
Well, she's no true beauty like Roz.
Yeah,
And then you have
Veronica.
people with like really shitty personalities like Miss Smith, but people just want to bang her because big tits.
I have to ask now, what the hell do people mean when they say homely? Because I've heard it used, but I have no idea what that's meant to conjure in my head.
Google it, Stray.
Someone who
Homely
wears
is like
comfy
very,
clothes.
like very
Yeah.
average, very, unexceptional. Just like there's nothing stands out. They're very bland or average.
Oh, okay.
And usually
Is that,
poor. Right?
is that the opposite or the same as comely?
Opposite.
Comely is attractive,
Oh, okay.
and homely is not unattractive, but not attractive. Just that, like, kind of bland and normal.
Not
So it's
traditionally
like-
attractive.
Comely is come with me, and homely is stay at home.
Hmm.
Good one.
I've never heard of comely before, so maybe.
And Veronica's like one of the few normal-looking girls in the game.
Yeah.
Like she's just very average looking, and like I like that. Like it's nice. I like characters like that. I wish we had more characters like that, but I understand why we don't.
The Veronica, she seems pretty average to me, like the sex worker girl.
I guess I mean like average, like just your average woman.
Unexceptional.
Because most of the girls in our game look like they should be movie stars, like models. They look like ridiculous.
yeah.
The 1%. And so it's nice to just have normal girls.
But some people don't want that, I guess.
Yeah, well, because it's not the fantasy, right?
Yeah.
But it's more relatable. Like it makes the story more relatable and more it feel more connection to it.
And I guess that makes it more relatable with like characters like Sarah. Like, can you fuck every character? Well, not every character can fuck you, or wants to.
Yeah, not yet. Anyways, we'll see.
Who fucking knows?
You're gonna grind Ammons down.
I mean,
or something.
Like I try to get some of that with Roxy as best I can, with her like coaxing him to do stuff.
Yeah.
And then like you have the Wonka scenes where she's like, "Next time, choke me." So maybe we'll get a scene with a Wonka where MC chokes her a little bit.
You have to really push MC for that to happen.
Mm-hmm.
He's just not that kind of guy.
It would be nice to push him though.
Well, like the character kind of needs to be a bitch too for him to do it. Like we could have maybe done it with Jenny, and in a scene, you know, where she's just like talking all this shit to him, and then he just like smacks her with his cock and is like, "Shut up."
Well, that goes in with the
like,
passive and dominant route.
Like to me,
Yeah.
that's like that would be more out of character because that's like you're presenting it as like he's losing his temper and punishing them with it, but like it can just be encouraged and like desired as well. Like it doesn't have to be him being like, "Oh fuck, you really deserve this now."
Well, I know, but his character is that he's terrible at that shit too. Straight. Like even in the Roxy stuff, when he tries to do it, it's mostly terrible.
He's not a stud.
Like there's a
He's
few
not, like,
in there where he's got some good lines, but
like, oh yeah, you like this dick, don't you? No, that's just not his character.
Scene where MC faces Kim after fucking Lou was great. Such confidence. We need more of that. Yeah, and that comes about because Kim is just a fucking cockroach, right? Like he's just a horrible, horrible human being, and
Well,
he's
people
mistreating
also-
Lou, and so MC's not having any of that.
Yeah, he does the same thing to Rump in the jail as well. Like he's
You'd
just
expect
this
the same-
cocky little bragging asshole to Rump.
Well, you'd expect the same thing of like MC doing that with Roxy to Dexter. Although he'd be kind of worried Dexter kick his ass, but
I was gonna say,
until the
Dexter
fight.
just murder him.
Yeah, people.
My favorite
people think of
recurring
that-
joke is how clueless MC is that he's about to get laid. He's always surprised. Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. Well, people also like the NTR cucking content, so people like the Kim scene for that too. Like
That's
don't like
not
it happening to
NPR,
their
that's the
character,
other
but they
one
like
that
it-
I forget the name of.
Well,
Notori.
there are girls where stuff like that would work. Like Melonia would be a good one, and maybe Mrs. Smith when we get to Mrs. Smith would be a good one, or maybe the Angelica, Sister Angelica would be another one for MC to kind of
be rougher.
cock slap. Yeah.
Well, we already know that he's got to like punish Annie because that's the only way Annie responds to him. Like she's so Stockholm syndrome from Mrs. Smith that he has to step into her shoes and become the dominant one, so Annie's life can still function. He's
Maybe,
doing it
I
for
don't
her
know.
benefit.
I like to think she could change instead of, oh, you're gonna be a bitch the rest of your life.
We honestly don't know how Annie's gonna play out. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I just like saying that because I know it irks Xana.
I know. You said it before. Yeah, I have no idea how Annie's gonna go. I mean, she's literally next after Rhonda, and it's still kind of up in the air.
So
But you
Greg
don't
Gillett-
want to know, so it's
I
fine.
don't, and I've already said like whenever it comes to her route, I'm out for that update.
So Great Galaxy asks, Devs, were you all ever blind to someone liking you?
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is it? Isn't? Yeah, sure.
yeah, for sure.
No question.
And then like years later, you're like, holy shit, that was a hint, wasn't it? God damn it.
To be fair, if you realize years later, I guarantee you it hurts less than realizing 5 minutes too late.
Oh, that too, yeah.
That's brutal. You're like it's like you walk out of a bar or something, and then it twigs, and you're like, oh, that was mistakes were made.
You feel like an idiot. 5 years too late, and it's like, oh, well, what do you know?
Oh, that's fine. Me from a couple of years ago is an idiot. That goes without saying. Me from 5 minutes ago being an idiot hurts more.
Yeah, or you're just waking up in the middle of the night just still thinking that shit. Like, that's right. God damn it.
Yeah, I can think of someone who was a friend from years ago that apparently someone told her at the time that I was in a relationship. And I
So
wasn't.
they got,
Not at all.
that's like Cock blocking. Damn. Or pussy blocking.
Fun play. I have a feeling Sister Angelica's stuff will mostly be added apart from Mia and Helen's stuff. I don't know that for sure. Like, I'm sure we'll try to get at least a little bit of Sister Angelica's stuff when we revisit, but there's going to be so much for Mia and Helen that we have to do. Like, I have a feeling Sister Angelica's going to be her own thing after that.
That works for me. I mean,
Yeah.
the best part of that update for me was Helen. Like, Mia was so bland at that point, and I wasn't into the whole Angelica BDSM stuff. But Helen and Angelica were kind of hand in hand for that stuff.
And now that Annie's gonna have all the BDSM stuff, Angelica doesn't need it anymore.
I get it. Okay. Like being a dead horse. Come on.
If you keep Helen, you get the best Harold.
Well, also with that update, I really was looking forward to Yumi. Like, she's only had little things here and there.
It'll be interesting to see how much Yumi ends up with, because, like Splish said, the focus will be Helen and Mia primarily, I would imagine.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, you get a little bit of interaction with her with the main storyline when she's protecting the house.
I guess
we have some groundwork laid for Yumi, at least, already. So it won't be as much work to add stuff for her as it will be for Sister Angelica.
To your point about Angelica's involvement with, like, the Mia and Helen story, I kind of probably see it similar to, or maybe slightly more than, like, Bridget will get as part of Rhonda's story. Like, she'll be there and she'll be involved, but it's not her update.
Yeah, same with Smith and Annie. Like, Smith is in Annie, but is not like the main part of the Actually, now that I think
Jane,
about
one
it,
of my faves. Yeah.
does Harold have any? Does Harold wear anything else other than his police uniform?
At the moment, no. He'll probably get a casual outfit when we do the revisit of
Yeah, I was
Mia's
just thinking
story.
that because with Rhonda's, I assume Harold's gonna have a more chill outfit too.
I mean, he takes the uniform shirt off and goes in his tank top at some point.
Yeah, that's the action scenes. Yeah, I'm wondering how that's all gonna happen, guys. Yumi, Harold, and you know what I'm talking about. All the police officers just have their uniforms. There's no other attires from aside from the tank top.
No.
Mhm.
Earl has
Earl has his.
Oh, well, yeah, now he does, yeah, because obviously Rhonda's update's coming up.
He's got his nice fanny pack outfit.
Yeah.
and his donut themed boxers.
Everyone loves a good donut.
Yep.
Well, I don't know if his wife likes his donuts anymore, but we'll see.
I think Earl likes his donuts more than he likes his wife.
I mean, have you seen those donuts in that mini game? They look great.
True.
So,
Although-
how well I write the Jackie stuff? Are we going to be able to gauge how well I write it by how uncomfortable it makes DC?
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, oh yeah.
Is that going to be the barometer that I should use for it? Like, how uncomfortable is DC with the stuff I'm writing for Jackie?
The more uncomfortable, the better.
Yeah,
Although
that's what I mean.
didn't he accidentally suggest the whole thing with the portrait in the room that makes it more awkward, and he doesn't realize it?
Mm-hmm.
So he kind of screws himself on that point.
I kind of like the portrait in the room.
No, I love the idea. It just makes it funnier. Like I remember seeing some old comic where there's a portrait in the room and these characters are doing it, and then like the final panel of the comic is like a little tear coming from the portrait.
Mm-hmm.
Earl isn't going to get murdered, just cucked.
Yeah.
2 days from retirement.
Damn, 2 days from retirement.
Oh, shit.
This guy fucked my wife. Damn it.
2 days from his wedding anniversary.
Or he just like distracts Earl with like, here's some donuts. Here, eat these while I go fuck your wife.
Ooh, there's a fun scene. Can we go over to Jackie and Earl's, and Earl gets called into work on their anniversary?
Oh,
So-
damn.
I mean, the real question is Anon eventually going to glaze Earl's donuts?
I can just imagine him doing that, and Earl, ooh, what's on this donut? This tastes weird, different.
This is kind of like salted caramel, but not.
It's like, oh yeah, your wife helped me make those ones.
Homemade. Delicious.
I'm sure DC would love that.
Yes, there is plans for Eve to find out what MC has been doing with Grace and Odette.
Can't wait.
It's
Man,
coming. All you horrible people that are fucking
the heartbreak is gonna be
Eve's.
brutal.
Yeah.
Hey, people
You're
like
gonna
having
get your
options.
just rewards. Your comeuppance.
Come.
See, now that should lead into the scene where Eve fucks MC in the ass when she finds out, and
See
get
how
back
you
at him.
like it.
Mm-hmm.
It always comes down to revenge and feeling bad about the other person with you, Sploosh. There's nothing wrong with a completely consensual and loving beatdown during.
I mean, hey, a
intercourse.
good story point is a good story point.
Yep. How soon will the Eve Grace thing be resolved? That I can't answer. Hopefully soon. I would like to do it soon, but that doesn't mean
It won't be.
it will be.
Well, I will say that's kind of at least a good point with the tech updates is adding little story beats here and there that could be built on later.
Mm-hmm.
Like the
What
start
characters
Becca's
do you
version.
guys see being in Jane's Sex Addicts Anonymous club? The only one I know for sure is going to be in there is the nurse from the hospital.
Yeah, Nico.
Miko, yeah. I mean, I could see Trump being like with a really bad disguise. Trump would
No,
be
because
good.
that would mean admitting he had a problem.
That's true. Well, he could be forced to by the city council, or he got caught in the bathroom in the mall.
Zoe could be there.
Yeah, Zoe.
Could be. Lots of people that could be there.
I'm sure there's a chair for Missy's sister somewhere.
It'll just be empty.
She has scheduling conflicts.
Roz for some reason like, hey, I still got it.
Wouldn't be surprised if Roz ends up there for sure.
You have got to do this one, Sploosh. If there's ever a Sex Anonymous meeting, Missy's sister has to call Jane and tell her she can't make it to tonight's meeting. There has to be the sounds of sex in the background.
Nope. I will delete the dialogue line. There will be no further references. We're not doing this to ourselves. I don't know why you insist on this.
No, it's more funny this way. You just keep putting her in, but not ever putting her in.
People are gonna.
That's not how it works. Is the more you reference something, the more things there are to that thing, and the worse it gets.
Especially because it's like the Chekhov's gun thing. If you have it in there, it has to be implemented for real at some point. You can't just tease it
You
constantly.
never put her on stage. If you don't put it on stage, you don't have to use it by the third act.
It gets more and more contrived to the point where you have to build up this lore around the person, and then it's gone too far. You've taken it from a single throwaway line to, well, how's Jane going to reference her in the meeting? Because she can't just say Missy's sister. That's weird. So then you have to give her a name, and then the person is named, and it just gets worse, and it's a horrible snowball effect. And it's just like, no, I will delete it. I promise.
I mean, best case scenario would be
We
like,
can't just have a chair at the meeting with a sign on it that says Missy's sister.
I mean, who like? Okay, hey, this is the seat for Sploosh's brother. No, you have the character's name.
I know, I was being sarcastic.
Yeah, I know. I'm just.
So
Best case scenario, if you want to. Go.
Since you brought up snowballing, Stray, when are we going to get a snowballing scene?
God no.
So, I mean, based on Xana's apparent displeasure, Annie update.
Shut the fuck up.
Snoochie boochies.
If you need to reference Urban Dictionary, we can wait.
It's fine. I saw the Sex and the City episode. I am fully up to speed.
Okay.
Sex in the City. What, you like Sarah Jessica Parker?
I'm pretty sure it was the scene with Cynthia Nixon.
I don't know the characters' names.
I'm pretty sure that is the actress's name.
I don't know the actress' name. Except for, no reason I know Sarah Jessica Parker is because I like
Which
actually
one's
like.
The short red hair one's Miranda, isn't it? I think it's pretty sure it's Miranda.
Hocus Pocus is the only thing I like with her in it. And I think the new one comes out this year.
New Hocus Pocus?
Yeah.
There's no way that's going to be good.
What is it, like a horror franchise?
No, it's like a Halloween family fun, like what 90 something.
It's
Yeah.
an urban fantasy light sort of thing.
Hocus Pocus 1 came out in 93.
What it is.
Basically, a bunch of kids accidentally awaken old-timey witches that are trying to now take over the world, and they have to stop them. You know, typical 90s kids save the world kind of thing with, like, funny witches.
So it's a kids
Starring
horror franchise.
Midler. It's not horror,
It's not
Stray.
even horror, it's comedy.
It's just family.